Good day to each and one of us. Today, we will tackle about changes in human resource status that includes promotion, transfer, and separation. So before anything else, we would like to discuss about what is changes in human resource status. So changes in human resource status refer to the modification or transition in an employee's position, role, or relationship with an organization. So these changes can happen throughout an employee's tenure and are crucial to managing talent, ensuring career development, and maintaining organization efficiency. So next, there are three main types of HR status changes. The first one is promotion, the second one is transfer, and the third one is separation. So the first main type of HR status is the promotion. So what is promotion? A promotion is the advancement of an employee to a higher position within the organization. It usually comes with an increased responsibilities, higher status, and improved compensation or benefits. So mahitabo ang promotion is kanang example, dugay na kay ka nagtrabaho sa isa ka company. And yet, ang isa ka company is kanang ang rule niya if 6 years pataas na ka nagtrabaho sila is makakuha ka promotion. So mauna ang one of the example of promotion. So ang promotion na po na siya mga objectives. So here are the some objectives of promotion. First is to reward the good performance and loyalty. Second, to utilize the employee's potential more effectively. Third one is to motivate other employees through example. Next is the type of promotion. The first type of promotion is the horizontal or upgrading. This means change in pay status without a change in responsibility. Example niya is salary raise. The second one is the vertical. This means movement to a higher position with more authority. Example niya, gikan ka sa supervisor, ma-promote ka into manager. So the third one is the dry promotion. Increase in responsibilities or title without a pay raise. So lastly, ang promotion na po na siya mga benefits. So here are some of benefits of promotion. The first one is to boost employee morale and motivation. The second one is to encourage professional growth. The third one is to reduce turnover and enhances job satisfaction. And next is the transfer, and that will be discussed by my co-reporter, Ms. Morelia.
Good day, everyone. Today, I am going to present the report about transfer. Let's begin with the definition. So, transfer is the movement of an employee from one job, department, location, or shift to another without a major change in rank, status, or pay. So, in simple terms, it means an employee is moved to a new position or workplace but stays at the same level. The transfers are commonly done by the organizations to make better use of their manpower and to give employees new opportunities for growth. So for example, if a company has too many workers and fewer from another, they might transfer some employees to balance the workforce. Now, let's move on to the objectives of transfer. So the main objectives of transfer are the following. First is to balance manpower across departments. This helps make sure that every department or branch has the right number of employees to operate smoothly. When some areas are overstaffed and some are lacking workers, transfer is used to distribute employees fairly. Second, to provide employees with varied experiences. Transfer allows workers to gain new knowledge and develop new skills. For example, an employee transferred from the sales department to customer service can learn communication and problem-solving skills that can help in career development. And lastly, to meet organizational or personal needs. Companies sometimes transfer employees to meet certain needs, such as opening a new branch or replacing someone who resigned. On the other hand, employees may also request transfers for personal reasons like family relocation or health conditions. Next, let's discuss the types of transfer. So there are 4 main types of transfer and each serves a different purpose. First is lateral transfer. So this happens when an employee is moved to a similar position in another department or location. For instance, a cashier in one branch may be transferred to another branch to cover staff shortages. Second is promotional transfer. This type of transfer includes an upgrade in position or responsibility. So for example, a supervisor may be transferred to another branch as a manager. It is a transfer combined with a promotion. Third is demotional transfer. This occurs when an employee moves to a lower level job. It usually happens due to performance issues, company downsizing, or restructuring. For example, a manager may be transferred to a lower position because of a reorganization plan. And lastly, the temporary transfer. This is a short-term movement where the employee is assigned to another job or department for a specific period and then return to the original position after completing the task. Finally, let's talk about benefits of transfer. Transfer brings us several advantages such as first, it broadens employees' experience. Employees gain new learning opportunities when they work in different department or location. This helps them understand how various parts of the company operate, making them more skilled and valuable. Second, improves flexibility and adaptability. Transfer helps employees adjust to different working environment and challenges. As they adapt to new teams, rules, or tasks, they become more flexible and confident in handling change. And lastly, solves departmental imbalances. Transfer allow companies to assign workers where they are most needed. This improves productivity and ensures that no department is overworked or understaffed. So in conclusion, transfer is an important human resource management practice that helps balance the workforce, develop employee skills, and maintain organizational harmony. It provides growth opportunities for employees while allowing companies to respond to changes and challenges effectively. By transferring employees to suitable positions, both individuals and the organization can perform better and achieve their goals together. That's all for my part. Thank you for listening to my report.
My name is Cherry, so my part is separation. Separation occurs when an employee leaves the organization permanently, either voluntary or involuntary. So voluntary separation is a member chooses to leave. Example, a member is moved to other city. So she or he decide to resign the company because he or she can no longer participate of sa company, while involuntarily separation is the company decide that a member has to leave. Example, a member constantly break a company rules. Despite warning, the company votes to remove from the membership list. Next is the type of separation. So first, we have resignation. Resignation, this is the an employee choose to leave the company. Think of what quitting a job because you found or they found a better one or want to pursue other interests. It's like saying, I'm out. So the next one is retirement. This happened when an employee leaves after working for how many years? Usually, when they reach a certain age, it's like teacher retiring after pila ka decades of teaching. They earned a break, like kuan na pud sila kay kanang tungod na pud sa ilahang kaidaron ana. The next one is dismissal or termination. This is when the company fire an employee due to issue like or poor performance or kanang naka-break og rule sa company. It's the company saying you're not good or fit anymore. So, need na nila nga i-let go ka sa ilahang company. The next one is layoff. This is when employee are temporarily let go because of isn't enough work or the company is having a financial problem. Think of it as a temporary break from work, hoping things will get better soon. It's like being put on pause. The next is retrenchment. This is when a company permanently reduces its workforce due to financial problems or restructuring. It's more serious situation than a layoff. As the job cuts a permanent, it's like downsizing a team for a good. The last one is that this is when employees or employment end due to their death. It's an unavoidable and somber reason for separations. Effect of separation. So first, the remaining employees might feel stressed or have to do more work. The second one is the company might need to recruit new staff or reorganize the department to fill the gaps. And the final is the separation can also be an opportunity to bring a new talent and improve how the company operation. That's all my part, and thank you.
I am Rose and this is my part. So, a layoff occurs when an employer temporarily or permanently suspends an employee's work due to the reasons beyond the employee's control, such as lack of work, shortage of raw materials, financial problems, or technological changes. So, a layoff happens when a company stops an employee's work because of the business problems, not because the employee did something wrong. For example, a factory may lay off workers because there are not enough materials to continue production. So, it is not a punishment or reflection of the employee's performance. Instead, it is a business decision resulting from economic or organizational conditions. So, a layoff are not a punishment. They happen because the company needs to save money or adjust the changes, not because the worker did a bad job. For example, if a company buys new machines that can do the work faster, some employees may lose their jobs even they work well. So the next is common causes of layoffs. First, the economic downturns or recession. When demands of work products or services decreases. So, when the economy is weak and people buy fewer goods or services, so the companies earn less money and may need to reduce workers. For example, a car company lays off employees because fewer people are buying cars during a recession. Second, technological changes. Automation or new system reducing the needs for human labor. So, when companies use machines or advanced technology, some jobs are no longer needed, and workers may be laid off. For example, a factory installs robot to do the work that human used to do. So some workers lose their jobs. Third, shortage of raw materials or power making production temporarily impossible. So, if a company cannot get enough materials or power to continue production, it may temporarily lay off workers until the problem is solved. So, for example, furniture factory stops operation because of a wood shortage. So it lays off workers for a few weeks. So the fourth is restructuring or reorganization, mergers, acquisitions, or downsizing efforts. So when companies merge or change their structure to work more efficiently, some positions may become unnecessary. For example, after two companies merge, they lay off duplicate staff from departments that are combined. The fifth is cutting measures to reduce operational expenses and maintain profitability. So companies may lay off employees to save money and keep business running when costs are too high. For example, a restaurant chain lays off some workers to reduce salary expenses and prevent bankruptcy. So the next is effects of layoffs on employees. First is loss of income and job security. When employees are laid off, they lose their main source of income and feel unsure about their future employment. For example, a laid-off worker may struggle to pay rent and daily expenses after losing their job. Next, psychological stress and uncertainty. So, losing a job can cause emotional problems such as worry, sadness, or lack of confidence about finding new works. For example, a worker feels anxious and depressed after being laid off because they don't know how to support their family. So the last one is reduced motivation among remaining workers. So employees who remain in the company may feel guilty that their co-workers lost their jobs, or they may fear being laid off next, lowering their motivation. For example, an employee feels sad and less focused at work after seeing close teammates lost their jobs.
So good morning everyone. I am Aiza and I am tasked to explain to you the management of layoff. So first, the advanced communication and transparency, explaining the reason and the duration clearly. So the company should inform the employees clearly about the layoff and explain clearly why it is happening and how long it will last. So example, ang company nagpahibalo sa mga workers nga mas ubos ang ilahang income karon nga year compared last year. So naay layoff nga mahitabo because dili man pod maayo nga mas dako ang expenses sa company compared sa ilang income. Unya kung mas ubos ang ilahang income tapos daghan sila workers, so logi ang company. So there will be layoff nga mahitabo. And para marespeto po na siya sa mga workers, kinahanglan nga ang mga workers, ipahibalo sila ahead of time, kanus ani mo effect o kanus ani taman. So example, ang isang company naman ay manager. So ang manager mag-inform sa mga worker nga, this is kuan kana ang mahitabo ni siya in 2 months and it will last 3 months. So inana siya. And second is the providing severance pay or financial assistance. So employees who lose their jobs should receive money or help or so support themselves while looking for their new job. So example ako, na-apil ko ato nga panghitabo. So ang company nga akong gitrabahuan, it's either maghatag sila sa ako ang good for 1 month na sweldo to provide myself while I am looking for a new job, or maghatag baka sila og good for 1 month nga pagkaon. Yes, inana siya ang providing severance pay or financial assistance. So third is offering a training or job placement support. So the company helps laid off employees learn new skills or find another job. So example, ako, gitabangan ko sa HR nga mag-enroll og free computer training para mas mapadali sa ako ang mangita og trabaho sa lain nga company. And the fourth is fair selection criteria. The company chooses who will be laid off based on their fair rules like performance or seniority, not favoritism. So piliun sa company kung kinsa tong mas ubos og rating karon nga year, mas ubos og rating karon nga year compared o sa mga employees nga good performance, dili sa personal reason or sa favoritism sa kay ganan sila ani nga mga trabahante mo ilang ipabilin. No, kung magpili sila kung kinsa tong mas ubo og ratings karon nga year, mao to ilahang kuanang sa trabaho, kuhaon sa trabaho, ibawas sa trabaho. And the fifth is planning for re-employment or recall when conditions improve. So the company plans to rehire laid off workers once business gets better. So very understandable no nga if gipahibalo sa company sa mga workers nga if ma-okay na ang ilang negosyo, ang ilang income, ang business nila ma-okay na, sila ang automatic nga i-rehire, kuhaon og balik para makabalik sa ilang trabaho. So that's the management of layoff. So in simple words, a layoff is a type of voluntary separation where employees lose their jobs due to organizational or economic reasons, not personal performance. It is an important concept of HR management because it affects both organizational stability and employees' welfare. So, layoff happens when a company needs to let go some of the employees not because naghimo sila og dili maayo, but because the business is struggling. Like, ubos ang ilahang income karon nga year, inana. It is also important in management because it affects both companies' operation and the lives of the workers who lose their jobs. So, example, ang isa ka company sa pabrika, napugos sila nga magbawas og mga empleyado because ning ubos ang ilang income karon nga year. Dili kay kasala sa mga trabahante nganong ma-pull out sila sa trabaho, but because the company is struggling and they need to survive, kailangan nilang maka-recover, kailangan nilang magtipid. So bawasan sa ang mga workers kay expenses man pud na siya sa company. So, this is what we call layoff, and it is a responsibility sa HR nga i-make sure nila nga sakto ang proseso, dili unfair kung naay layoff mahitabo sa mga trabahante. Hindi dili bitaw masakitan ang mga trabahante kay kalit-kalit lang silang inaano niya, wala sila mga sala. So, they need to make sure nga okay ang process, nasabtan sa mga trabahante, okay sa tanan, nasabtan sa tanan para walay hinanakit ang ubang mga trabahante. So that's management of layoff. So in conclusion, changes in human resource status such as promotion, transfer, and separation are essential processes that reflects the dynamic nature of an organization's workforce management. Each change serves as a distinct purpose in achieving organizational efficiency and employees' development. So, example, ako, na-promote ko as a supervisor dahil I am good for my performance and ginalingan ko sa ako ang mga work. So, this is my own development. So, na-promote ko. And si Earl pod, kinabalhin siya sa ubang branch para dito siya makahelp. So, there is transfer happens. Dito po siya makahelp sa laing branch na pod mahimo siyang leader or what. So, si Jercel pod ning hawa baka siya sa company because of her personal reasons. That is separations also. So, this is the changes of a company and the leadership sa mga empleyado. But this is also makatabang sa company nga mas mapaunlad pa ang company nga sa inani nga panghitabo. Managing this HR status changes effectively is vital for maintaining a balanced, motivated, and productive workforce. Organizations that approach promotions, transfer, and separations, including layoffs, with fairness, communications, and strategic planning are more likely to sustain long-term stability, employee satisfaction, and overall organization success. For example, sa isa ka company, mas sayo nila gipahibalo sa mga trabahante nga na ay layoff at ilang gi-sure nga kanang patas, fair ang ilahang pagpili sa mga maapektahan sa layoff. Og ang uban pod kay na ay promotion nga nahitabo, na ay training nga hitabo, na ay mga nabalhin sa laing kampanya. Tungod ani na-adjoy kuan ka ng changes ang company and the trust and kuan ka na ang motivation is naara gihapon sa mga empleyado og kuan kaning maging kuan gihapon ba okay ra bitaw gihapon ang dagan sa ilahang negosyo kung inani ang pamaagi sa isa ka kampanya to handle the layoff. That's all and thank you for listening.